All right, well, welcome to almost Christmas, right? Can you guys believe that? I'm Samantha. For those of you guys that don't know me, I have been in Tupperware for 19 years. I believe I've been on chats with several of you before. So we're going to get right into it. Tonight's class is about starting the new year off right. Anybody who knows me, and my new director's on, and she could probably kick me for this, but she knows I'm a huge fan of having a planner. What some of you probably call your date book. I'm a big person on having a planner. I don't call it a date book because that's what nail stylists and hairstylists use, right? I call it a planner because everything I do goes into my planner. Even just my notes for tonight, I use it as a whole notebook. Many of you guys just earned the new one from Tupperware that you could get, and it has the nice little cover some of you earned, and then you have the new date book that you can go into. I'm a big fan, yay for you, I see it. I'm a big fan of planners that have my week and a month at a glance, and that start early in the morning and end late at night, because for those of you that work full time, it's typically 8 to 5, 9 to 6. Some of you work 6 to 3s. And a lot of us do our parties on the weeknights or on the weekends. And so if your planner ends at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, where do you write down your host information and her party theme or recipes and all that stuff? I put it all in that same margin of the day. So I'm really big about making sure I'm prepared with having my planner, and I plan it out yearly and quarterly. I do monthly, weekly, and daily. So this planner is with me everywhere I go. For those of you that carry a purse, it's right there alongside my purse because I always have it. It always has everything that I need. I'm a big fan of the Passion Planner. These days they are the same size as the new Tupperware date book I have right here. And I took an old notebook and stuck it inside of here because it fits really well. So, and I put some bling on it. I always make it my own, because when it's your own and you take ownership of it, you're more likely to open it up. If it's plain old boring black and there's nothing fun about it, we don't always open it up, right? So one of the things that I do, and if you've seen any of my training before, I'm a big highlighter. So let me move some papers out of here. I do highlighting galore, and then I use the My Week, and it has a little tab on the bottom, and I use the My Week and I schedule things out, including having lunch and picking up my kids from school. Because when I get going and have a lot going in one day, being that I have 3 kids in 3 different schools, on 3 different schedules, and a husband who works in the prison system, my schedule's all over the place. So I have to always be really prepared with that. And for me, going into the new year and ending this year strong and going into the new year strong means I need to have a plan in place. Not just daily of everything that I do, but something that drives me to get up and go to work every day for my business. And I consider my Tupperware business my job. It's my career. It's not a hobby for me. And so what drives me every day? And sometimes it might be whatever's in Party Perks for you, or the monthly challenges for our new consultants. It might be your Confident Start. For our directors and our org leaders, it could be your car opportunities, your WOW trips and rewards, and stepping up to those next levels. So what drives you every day? And then you have to break it down also by the numbers, because our numbers never lie. So we break it down by the numbers. If I want to be number 1 or even in the top 10, for example, at Jubilee, what's it going to take to get there? And your business leader can help you get those numbers and statistics as best as we can. And that is something that we will help you sit down and kind of look at. And you also, if you've been in Tupperware for more than a year, you want to take the year that you've had and always look at trying to double it for the next year. And Tupperware is really looking at us doubling our numbers in 2019. So by next Friday, when the month has closed out and the year is all done, and you're getting ready to start Tupperware 2019 next Saturday, what did you sell by the end of the month and by the year? And then the ones by the year, you want to double that. and then break it down into months for you. So maybe on a month that you're doing a lot of traveling, it's family vacation time, or you're traveling for work, you might kind of evaluate your numbers a little bit differently and what you're going to need and throw it onto the front side of a different month or the back side of another month. And then also look at your recruiting and directors and org leaders at your manager counts, and where can you double it. And if you take those numbers and you double it and it doesn't even hit the minimum of what it should be for your level of what your title is, then you want to look at increasing it at least to the standards of whatever that is. And I always say go after whatever the goal is for the month that Tupperware is given. For example, earning the table this month. Anybody can do that. So if your goal is 2,500 minimum for manager, stretch always for that extra 500 and one new recruit or one new life that you can change, and think about what Tupperware has done for you and how you can help somebody else. So I feel like that's really important. Another thing to remember is having a why, something that drives you to get up. And when you have customers and hosts and even consultants and team members that you're having pull on board for you, some of your team members, hosts, and customers, they won't necessarily do it for themselves, but they would do it for you. So don't be afraid to ask somebody to help you towards your goal, because those very generous people are going to be motivated to help you. And the ones who are more greedy and like stuff for themselves, then dangle a carrot in front of them, offer them an incentive. If you help me do X, I will give you X, and give rewards. We all have Tupperware that we can get. Your directors can help you get, your business leaders. We have samples that we can offer, or the flash sales and different rewards that we can earn, like with the 12 days of Christmas right now that you can offer with your free stuff. If you already have one of the items, you can use that as an incentive for somebody else. For later on, or even currently, that you'll offer an extra gift when you make a goal. So that's something, but also having a why in a personal way, because when you're mad at your business for whatever reason it is, you need to have a personal goal, something that drives you, your family, a family vacation, your pets, a new car that you might have, or a new home, different things that motivate you to still get up and go because you need the money to achieve this. And then also remember that not everybody joins this business for money. They join for friendship. They join for the free gifts. They join to get out of the house away from their kids. And some join the business to get away from their job and be with their kids more. So never discount the different opportunities that we do have, because there are several people out there for all different reasons, that are all different walks of life, that join our business for other reasons. So think about that. I challenge you, if you don't have a why, is what we like to call it here in our company, but also a goal. So whatever you call it, if you don't have something that drives you to get up and work your business, I challenge you to go find it and make it a big focus. And you might pull people on board that are important to you, whether it be a family member, your business leader, somebody who's going to keep you accountable. You want to share that dream, that goal, that why with somebody so they can keep you accountable. So when you do have a bad day, because we all are allowed to have bad days, that person can remind you and be your buddy, because we want everybody to succeed. They can be your buddy and say, you know what, remember, this is what we're working for, so how can I help you? Because I know I can speak for your business leaders in the fact that we are all ready to help you be successful, and we want you to have success. So also give yourself challenges that you've set for yourself personally and in your business. For example, my buddy encouraged me to go to the gym. I absolutely hate going to the gym. And we get up and we go at 6 in the morning and make that a challenge. And that's very challenging for both of us, because we both have kids in school. And so we got to get them back and forth to school and hurry up and get back home and drag ourselves out of bed at 5:15 in the morning just to get dressed and get there on time. But it was a goal that we had for ourselves. And both of us are better people when we work out. As we all know, when we work out, it helps to release all that stress. Well, it's supposed to. And it just makes you feel good. It also is an outlet to meet new people and challenged for different things, and you learn stuff, whether you join a mommy group or a workout group or a knitting group, whatever it is, you meet new people and you learn new stuff about them, about yourself, about different personalities, which is helpful. And then that also may help you and finding goals for other reasons in your business that you learn because you've joined these different clubs or opened your mind to other opportunities as well. So just something to think about in challenging yourself. And your challenge might simply be earning the gift of the week in the party perks, or the gift of the month, or being #1 at Spring Fest and Fall Fest and Jubilee, or for your company for the month, and just those different things that you can challenge yourself to always better yourself. When you focus on bettering yourself and bettering your best, you will always beat the rest. And that is something I learned a very long time ago. Better yourself and you'll beat the rest. And I know a lot of people who live by that, and that is truth today for them. Also, for the end of the year, something that you might look at is be the highest possible level you can achieve without overstressing yourself. Be the highest possible level that you personally can achieve by the end of the year. And I say that because in order to have the highest paycheck possible, you got to be at that highest level of your leadership that you can. So you go into January making those extra bonuses and making earning extra gifts and things like that. If you end the year, for example, you want to be a manager or a director by the end of this year, and you stay a consultant, then you're still making money 2 ways, which is awesome because you get your personal sales volume bonus and your regular commission. But when you step into manager, you can make money 4 ways. Executive managers make money 5 ways, and you step up to director and you make even more money and the opportunity to earn free trips and free cars. So it's always nicer to start a new year, even a new month, because we always get to start fresh every month, which I love about our business. But when you get to start a new year, making that extra money and starting fresh, that's a good feeling. So really push yourself to hit the highest numbers, highest achievements that you can by the close of the month, every month, but definitely by the end of this year to start January nice and strong for yourself. And that will help you ultimately finish the year strong and start the year stronger. Also, we want to spend time focusing on our 1-2-1 plan, and that's different for every level, as we all know, but it breaks down to parties and recruits. Giving other people the same opportunity that was given to you, whatever you choose to do with it, they'll make their choice to use it. And then additionally, making or getting those parties, because parties are the foundation of our company, and that's where you're going to grow the most. That's where you meet the most people, and that's where you have the most opportunities for dating, recruiting, fundraisers, custom kitchen planning, all in somebody's home or wherever you're hosting those parties, and having those group opportunities. Doing double host parties is a great thing that you can do every month, but definitely in our big months. So using that 1-2-1 plan is a big deal, and always focusing on what's next. What can you accomplish next? Never having that I have arrived syndrome, as I like to call it, because you're just, that's kind of a kick point to the next level. You've arrived there. Now what's next? And what can you have more? What can you give to your family, or help your goal towards as well? And then always focusing on 2 parties a week or the equivalent of. So starting in January, if you haven't heard already, there's going to be a huge party focus. Parties, parties, parties. Sales are ultimately what pays our bills, right? But we want parties in place. And so you're going to hear on January 2nd, 3rd, 4th, wherever your business leader is holding their New Year's opportunity, you're going to hear more about how there's going to be more rewards for more parties that are held at $500, $600, and $1,000 levels. So start party planning all your hosts at $1,000 levels so that they work towards achieving them. And if they don't hit 1,000, they're hitting that 7, 8, 9 versus a 250 party. Now we'll take any sales we can get because it's better than nothing at all, but focus on those $1,000 parties so you can put $250 in your pocket, right? Also look at whose life can you change. And that doesn't always mean by promoting somebody or recruiting somebody. Sometimes it's, today I delivered 2 sets of measuring cups and spoons for a woman who had had knee surgery. She can't get out of her house. She didn't want to order Tupperware on Amazon. Thank you. I'm so grateful for that. She reached out to me and asked if I could drive it up to her house. She doesn't live far from me. And I was able to take care of her. She walked as far as her front door and was so grateful. And she asked if I have a current catalog. Of course I do. They're always in my car. And I gave her that, and she said, tell me what's new in Tupperware. And I couldn't wait to tell her about our cookware and our smart multi-cooker, our pressure cooker. And she was an older woman who hasn't seen Tupperware in a lot of years. And so she was excited to see what was new. And those are the opportunities, too, that we can share with people. And just in changing their life, it's just her and her husband at home. They don't eat very much, so she's not interested in making big, grandiose meals that she might have when she had kids at home, but she just wants to make small meals. So I'm changing her life in that way. And maybe it will pass on to her daughter-in-law, who she was buying the measuring cups for, that she might be interested in having a party. And so it just trickles down or up into helping people and changing their life, whether they want to save time and waste, all those New Year's resolutions, right? Saving money, getting fit or getting healthy, and getting organized. Tupperware provides all the opportunities for all those New Year's resolutions. So if you think about how we can help service people just in what we have in our opportunity and our product, that'll help you and go a long way as well. I also always try to think about setting time aside for yourself and for your family, because when we think Tupperware a lot, we feel like we're working Tupperware a lot, and that's not always the case. And then we're not putting our family first because they're busy doing something else, and all we do is Tupper, Tupper, Tupper. And so you want to make sure that you're balancing your time, finding time for yourself, whether you like to get massages, take walks in the park, get your nails done, go out to lunch with girlfriends or guy friends, or whatever that looks like for you. I'm taking naps. Good gracious, sometimes we'd like to take a nap some days, right? So what can we do to make sure that we're always bettering ourselves so that we can better other people, or at least be a part of it in a positive way? Because it is important that we always are a good example. When we are talking Tupperware, we are always good examples and always showing the right light, if you will. So I want to share with you guys 6 tips to finishing the year strong and starting the new year stronger. And this was something that I'm a part of a group, and they sent me this. You may have heard it before, but I just thought these were some really cool steps in finishing out our year strong, because that's what's most important, right? So that we can start the new year stronger. How many of you guys, thinking to yourself, have already put Christmas on a credit card and you need to pay that off? Or you wish that you had a little bit more money so you could do more things, instead of when the kids say, can I have this? It's not no, it's let's see if you've earned that, right? That you can have the opportunity to say yes or no, because the money's there. And when you do your job and you focus on the things that you want in your Tupperware career, you can have all the things that you want in this business. I just ordered my 21st free car in this business. I've been in Tupperware for 19 years. I know that it looks like I've been here forever, but I've had a lot of really cool opportunities. One of my directors just earned her free trip to Cuba, which is super exciting. Another one of my directors earned her 2nd free car, and my director who earned her trip to Cuba just earned her 3rd or 4th free car, the new Traverse. And our newest director became a director in kind of like 2 months. It was pretty quick, and she earned her car in the first 2 weeks of being a director, because you can earn that car as a DIQ. And so think about those opportunities that you have, and if you're not sharing it with other people, how do they even know the opportunity that they can have? So ask your business leader about that, because that's something that is really near and dear for me, is that I help them achieve all the goals that they want for themselves, because I know ultimately that that is also helping somebody else. And they have really supportive teams who like to support them as well and support our company. And so we all work together, and you start to build that camaraderie, that loyalty, because when you have the heart of giving to others and helping others achieve their goals, because you've taken care of yourself and taken care of them, you will always be taken care of. And I call that good karma. So the 6 steps to finishing the year strong to gear up for a new year. Number 1 is take massive action on one of your goals. So you might have a really big goal that you're going after. What are the steps that you need to break it down? All big goals need to be broken down. For example, if you have a family trip planned and you don't have endless money to spend, you're going to have a budget, right? And I'm really weird about family planning, but we get everything done. Tupperware sent us to Hawaii this year. We were very blessed to do that. It was the trip for 2 to Hawaii on the WOW program, and I paid the extra. My husband and I paid the extra for our 3 kids to go with us, and we were there for 11 days instead of 5. That meant extra money. So I created a whole Excel spreadsheet with our budget, what we were doing every day, and we did something every single day. Now, yeah, a couple of those days was on the beach because you can't not go to Hawaii and spend time on the beach. But we did climbing up in the waterfalls, and we did oh goodness, what is that place? I'm totally drawing a blank. But we did all kinds of things in Hawaii. And so, but we had the budget for it. So it took a lot of planning. And when you have X amount of dollars that you can spend for a family vacation or whatever your situation might be, then you have to break it down. And how much time is it going to take to achieve that money goal, and how many parties, in my instance, is it going to take to make sure that that money is in the bank ready to go when we leave? Because a lot of people don't factor in tips for the room, tips for the shuttles, tips for the airport, food. I have 3 boys. My kids can eat, and our first meal there for lunchtime was $75, and only 4 or 5 of us ate because I have a 6-year-old, so he doesn't always eat. And so you got to think about those things, and think about money of error, if you will, that the money you didn't think about. There's got to be extra budget in there. That's just one example of things that you want to plan for in those one massive action goals or things like that. Your big goal might be going to Jubilee this year, and that might seem totally out of the box for you. Did you know from the West Coast, our flights are about $500-600 to get to Orlando, and I'm in Reno, Nevada, that it's about $500 or $600. I can show you how to get to Jubilee on $1,000, including your hotel and your airfare and your food. But if you don't plan it out, you don't know better. And so right now, if you start thinking about it, that's 10 parties between now and the end of July to be ready for Jubilee. So a lot of times if we don't think that out and plan that out, you don't always get yourself ready for that. So it goes on to say, taking those massive actions on one of your goals that you haven't made much progress on as you had hoped. Set aside an afternoon or a full day to eliminate all distractions to get to work. I don't know about you guys, but if I have anything around me that can distract me, including my phone, I don't get done what I need to get done. So you got to remove the distractions. If you're signing up for a race, you are signing up for a hotel room for the, it says sign up for a race. Hole yourself up in a hotel room for the day if you need to write things out, or maybe reading for a homework assignment, sell a bunch of stuff off of Craigslist to make money, or Facebook Marketplace, that you can do things like that to pay off additional debt. And of course, work your business, right? Sometimes we need to lock ourselves in a closet. So maybe not a hotel room, because that's more money you don't need to spend. And then research what the trip is going to take, the plane tickets, the hotel fees, maybe the food budget, those kind of things. And anybody who knows me, I put a whole budget together for Jubilee, and you will see that throughout the nation as well. Number 2 is choose one work or house project to finish. Here's another step in finishing out the year for yourself, because a lot of times if our personal space isn't in order, it makes it really hard to work your business. So look at your to-do list and pick one thing you can reasonably complete and check off the list, like cleaning out a closet, doing a load of laundry, cleaning out a section of the kitchen or the pantry, and getting rid of food in the fridge that might be spoiled. Number 3, write down a mini year and review, and you might do that quarterly and then every 6 months. And then review and highlight your accomplishments and where you can celebrate your different successes, and then where you have room for growth so you can do things more in the future. Number 4, set up your planner for 2019. For me, that would be number 1. That is my biggest pet peeve, is having my planner ready to go. I ordered it as soon as it was available before you guys could all earn these other ones. And as soon as it came in, everything was written in my planner that I knew I needed to plan for. Start working on a vision board. Some of you need something in your face. So if you're not somebody who's very crafty, I am not crafty at all. That's the kind of stuff I tell somebody, please put this on a board and make it look pretty. One time we took an 8 by 10, I believe, or 13 by 11 photo frame and put a poster paper in there and had the family participate in it, and it was a goal for the family, and everybody saw it, and it was in a frame, so it looked somewhat decorative, not just a big poster on the wall. And it was something that everybody was a part of, and they knew that when mom left to go work her business, do a party, do Tupperware, it wasn't a bad word in our house. It was something everybody was a part of and knew what we were doing. And before you knew it, those goals were being met, and that's when we first earned our first trip to Hawaii. My kids were much younger, so they didn't go on that one. But we've done that when we earned Disney World and those opportunities too. Begin writing out those goals and monthly action steps, also in quarterly, and then find an accountability partner going into the new year. It's really important that you have somebody that you're accountable to, like I mentioned before, that can be your buddy, and be a good buddy, because sometimes we need a reminder to say, hey, knock it off. You've got this. And I've got a couple people in my life that remind me daily that I need to keep pushing forward on those days that I'm really tired and I struggle with that. They help me with that as well. And sometimes it's your spouse. I didn't have a very supportive spouse for many, many years. So he wasn't somebody I could go to and talk to about my business because he didn't want to hear about it anyways. And so I had to have accountability friends, if you will, or and I used my business leader, which wasn't always the right choice for me, but I wouldn't be here today without her. So number 5, simplify your holiday to-do list, or whatever that to-do list is at the time. So if you are a very systematic Christmas shopper, for example, and you have a list of everything everybody maybe desires and what your budget looks like, you might want to do all the errands for this place on one day, etc., so that you're not all over the place feeling frantic right before Christmas, because then Christmas shopping starts feeling like a chore and it's not fun anymore. And then the giving part that feels warm and fuzzy kind of goes away, because it becomes this, I got to hurry up and get this done. And that goes a lot with birthday parties and just different events that you might have. So when you simplify that list to give you a more peaceful holiday season, don't forget to go through and get organized and make those to-do lists. And if you're one of those people that you need to cross it off the to-do list so that you feel achieved, then do that. If you do something on your list that day that wasn't on the list, if you will, but it was in your head, write it down and cross it off, because it does give you a sense of achievement or accomplishment sometimes when you really need that. And then number 6 is, it says drink up. One of the simplest ways to ensure you are getting healthy, energy-producing nutrients in your body during the holiday season is to commit to drinking healthy green smoothies. Is an opportunity. So it doesn't necessarily mean, you know, liquor, but it also means being healthy mind, body, and soul. The key is to limiting your sugars and your carbs, it says, and packing your life with protein and healthy fats, because when you do those things, it gives you more energy. When you start your day off with bad foods, you become drained and feeling kind of blah. Now, you might think, what does that have anything to do with Tupperware? If you want to have a good day, you got to start your day off right. And so in order for that to happen, you've got to have a good mind, body, and soul. And it's always in your head. Am I going to make it? Maybe, maybe not. But if I'm already thinking negatively and I surround myself with negative people, then that is possible when we aren't thinking in a positive light, right? So with that being said, is there any questions, comments, concerns, cry of relief that any of you have that I can help you with today in getting ready for your new year in our business? I will say, if you have some inventory, get rid of it. It's not making you any money in your stock, right? Donate it, give it away to somebody, because somebody else needs it, I promise. There's lots of shelters and, you know, natural disasters that have happened that we can do. Offer it at a discount on your private secret pages if you want to, or do a sale in your home. And I would set up all your inventory and then also set up what's new and coming, because people like to see our new catalog and they like to touch it and feel it. And that will help you to flip your samples as well in your inventory so that you're not spending unnecessary money. You can turn around and sell it. No need for extra boxes coming through if you don't need all that stuff, right? Any questions, any thoughts for you guys? Yes, Donna.
I'm trying to unmute the wrong spot.
That's okay.
My question for you is, I've been doing events and I've been getting rid of stock and gifting stuff where I've been doing that, but I'm stuck a little bit for Christmas time. Like there's not, I don't have anything but my own events to do.
Yes.
I don't have any parties up for the rest of December. So you got any suggestions on?
Holiday season can be challenging, absolutely. People are in the mode of spending money. So if we can help them spend money in our inventory, that's always a good thing, or getting them to order. Of course, now we're past the point of Christmas delivery. So if you have inventory to do that with, then that can be helpful. I'm actually not a big fan of booths and events because I think it's really hard to see future business out of that. And you almost have to work twice or 3 times as hard to get future business from events. But one of the things that I can do, and depending on the weather in your area, we get where I live, like it goes from super nice sunny to snowy all in one day. We always say, if you don't like the weather here, wait 5 minutes. So a lot of times I will do an in-home event, and knowing that on my long dining room table, the front of my table, the way it faces in my hallway, is going to have my kit set up with the new host gift special, and then behind it on a different colored tablecloth, because I have everything draped in black in the front, and then a blue tablecloth typically in the back, or pink. I'm trying to think of the ones I've had recently because I just did this. I'll put all my inventory on the back. And we are not supposed to advertise, as you guys know, any discounted prices, but I might advertise, come check out what I have and see for special opportunities. Word it a little bit differently so that you can kind of drive some attendance, and then walk your neighborhood, do a Facebook event, call every person that you can possibly think of. And the other thing you can do, which isn't always a big thing for everybody, but something I've done, is if you have friends and family and customers who are Tupperwared out, then you might have a couple other in-home vendors come, some of your favorites that you would want to see there, but you also know would intrigue other people to come. Maybe it's one of those newer companies or something that's really popular and not overplayed. And bring them in. Your customers will come and see those people, so they think, and then have them invite their own customers in and they'll want to see what you have to offer. And every time I have ever done that, I have, out of all the vendors, and I never do more than 4 or 5 in my own house, and I have a lot of space, but think about a mall. I always say, give a kid, teenager, $100 and send them to the mall. They're going to take that whole $100, they're going to spend it in one store, right? Almost always. And so it's the same thing as us women. If you give us so much money and there's 3, 4, 5, 6 vendors, if there's too many vendors, we feel like we have to keep our money close, and sometimes they don't spend anything at all because they can't decide. And so that might be helpful. And then another thing that I did most recent last couple of years when I do vendor events is offer a swag bag to the first 15 or 20, depending on what you're doing and your environment and maybe even where you live. Offer a swag bag to the first 15, 20 people in attendance. And that will get the more of a rush, if you will, for people to come over, and you have each vendor drop some freebie in there. So one year, last year I did I had doTERRA here, and so they did one of the little oil samples. I had the new Monet hair product people here, and she did a little hair sample. Excuse me. I can't remember the other one. I only had 4 last year, and she did another little sample with a discount card on her business card, and then I gave everybody a citrus peeler and a whistle straw and my discount business card. And so it's just in a little tiny, it's even smaller. Even a water bottle wouldn't fit inside of there. It's really small, so it appears like there's a lot of stuff in there. And then you might drop in some, not See's Candy, but anything that's wrapped that you might, a couple extra things that are fancy chocolates or something that just seems like it's part of the swag bag. And then I don't have any of my vendors almost ever bring any snacks. I do all the snacks, and I make sure they're Tupperware snacks. And I would do microwave candy. And so I do the caramel corn. I do chocolate dip pretzels because that's super easy. I do fudge. I do peanut brittle. So when they're tasting it and they're walking around at each of the vendors and they're like, oh my gosh, this is so good, I can tell you, hey, Donna, let me show you how you can make this in Tupperware for any time of the year. And they're like, oh, tell me more. And I might even have a copy of all the recipes out for them so that they can take that home. And a lot of people, if you're not a very good cook like myself, they feel like I have to have the product in order to make that. I can't use what I have at home because it's not going to work. Then they're more intrigued to buy what it takes to make those things. So it's almost like a soap opera, if you will. Give things that leave them wanting more, like that next commercial or that next, the next showing of that show. You are the person who leaves them feeling like, I want to know more of what she has to offer. Hopefully that helps you a little bit.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I know a couple of people that I could do that with.
Yeah. And we're getting close to the end. So if you're looking at, okay, maybe it's too close to Christmas, you might do an end of year sale. And still you can do vendors, or it could just be yourself. And you might say end of year sale. And then if you have a secret page, you might post it that it's an end of year sale plus inventory closeout. People hear certain words and they're like, oh, must be a really good deal. Well, my inventory closeout's still going to be the price of the product, just no shipping and tax maybe, because you spent $50. I also put a limit or a minimum, if you will, on how you're going to get my discount. I don't just give it away because I bought it, so I might as well make my money back somehow.
That's what I've been doing, is not charging the tax and shipping.
Yeah, it's just not something we can post publicly.
Yeah.
Right. Anybody else? Good question. Well, if you guys don't have any more questions, thank you for joining us for these short little hour, a little less than an hour tonight. Hopefully that is something that helps you guys. And I wish you all a happy holiday season and a very blessed 2019, start to new year, end of 2018. I pray that all of you make your goals and make things happen and that you're happy with where you end.
Thank you.
All right, you guys have a great night.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.